Yeah, most of us have already connected back. I had shared a file link with Rupal for the resource for today's class, which is going to be just understanding the basic tools which are there in Photoshop. Okay, this is the file. I'll just open it on my end as well. This was the image. Okay, just dragging it on Photoshop. I hope everybody's downloaded the image and has opened. This is the image. Once you're ready with the image on Photoshop, can you just write it on the chat? Cool, great. So I can actually start off with the session. See, today's class we're going to look at the various tools and the toolbar options which are there in Photoshop. Okay, so Photoshop has actually many useful, I can say, keyboard shortcuts. Like for example, instead of right clicking on a certain tool, you can just do Shift W, or you can just do Control plus to zoom in. So there are multiple shortcuts which are there. Very firstly, I just want to show you the kind of tools which are already there in Photoshop. So up here in the Edit panel, you will find Edit on the top. Okay, Edit, correct. Okay, up here you will find variety of tools. Okay, even here you will find keyboard shortcuts where you can find the various kinds of shortcuts and menus which are there. So if you want to just have a look at what shortcuts are available, here are a few default shortcuts. Like for example, if I just open the Edit, it will give you a list of shortcuts which are available. Okay, you can create your own shortcut if you want to, or otherwise if you just want to look through the shortcut, you can go through that as well. Okay, in your CC19 version of Photoshop, you'll also find a customized toolbar button wherein you'll get to see the names of all the groups and the tools which are present inside it. Okay, if you don't want to see it that way, up here on the left hand side, you will find a toolbar. Okay, so you quickly can go here for single or double layer toolbar. This is called as a double row toolbar. Okay, wherein you get like two options side by side. Otherwise, if you want a single one, you can just click on this one. You'll get a single layer toolbar. Okay, so you can go for whichever you are, comfortable with choosing the kind of toolbar. Now, about the kind of tools which are present on this toolbar, you have a variety of tools. Like for example, up here, if you are not able to see this panel, firstly, what to do? So, ma'am, if that panel is not visible, then you need to go to view and select in the Windows panel, you will find toolbar. So in the Windows panel, make sure that this tools option is tick. In case if this is off ticked, that means that tool will not be visible. So in case if you are not able to see your tools here, you are supposed to go to window, and up here you will have to go to tools. Click on tools and you'll get to see these tools options up here. Okay, make sure that the tools option is already selected so that you can go about with that. Okay, now the most I can say commonly used Photoshop tools are, very firstly, it's a move tool. Move tool up here, you can simply move things from here to there using the move tool. Okay, I will show you how to do that as well. Then there are marquee tools. Marquee tools is basically if I want to give a particular shape to an image, then I can use a marquee tool. There are lasso tools for selection, so I'll come to that. Then there is something called as crop. I want to crop a certain area, I can use crop tool. I want to pick up a certain color, I can use eyedropper tool. Here are they. Okay, you've got various tools. Here is eyedropper tool. Here is your selection tools, lasso tools. Here is crop tool. Okay, so there are tools like this. If I suppose want to use a brush tool, brush tool is basically for retouching the image. Then there is a spot healing brush. This is a spot healing brush. Spot healing brush is basically for removing or filling any area of the image. Okay, then there's clone stamp tools. If I want to copy a certain area of the image to another place, so I can use clone stamp tool, which is here. Okay, then there is something called as a history brush tool. So history brush tool is basically in case if I want to undo any earlier tool used, so I have a history brush tool for that. Then there is the eraser tool up here. Eraser tool, what will this tool do? If you want to remove any selection of the image, you have eraser tool. Then you have like blur tool up here, blur tool or smudge tool, sharpen tool. These are all the tools which are available, which are to blend the colors. In case of blur tool, it will be used to blend colors in various ranges. If I'm saying this tool, this is the dodge tool. Okay, what does the dodge tool do? A dodge tool will highlight a image to a different color tone. Then there is text tools, obviously for writing text. So if you want to write any text or you want to do something on the image, you want to draw something, you've got pen tool. Okay, then there are variety of shape tools which are available, like you've got rectangle, circle, like that if you want to create your own shapes. Hand tool is there, which is basically if I want to move in any area of the image, I can use hand tool. And lastly, for zooming, zoom in, zoom out, you have the magnifying glass or the zoom tool. This is just a very, very basic overview. I'm just looking at the tool and telling you why that tool can be used. But now I want to do it in practical and I want to show it to you. Okay, so I'll start with the very first tool which is available up here, which is the move tool. Correct? Okay, I hope you can see the move tool. Move tool will allow you to move a certain area of the image into a new location. So very first thing that you need to know about a move tool is that it will work only when there is something there to move inside that image. If that image has only one layer, like in our case right now, it has only one layer and the layer is locked, then you will not be able to do anything. Move tool cannot do anything in this case. So what does that mean? That means you need at least two layers for using the move tool. Okay, so you can use this move tool either with a single layer or either you unlock this layer. How do you unlock a layer, ma'am? Can you help us with that? Double click on this background layer, convert this layer, you'll find this pop-up up here. Convert this layer to layer 0 and click OK. Once you do this, the lock sign here will go away. This means your layer has been unlocked. Okay, this basically means you have unlocked layer. Okay, now what I want to do is I basically want to go about with moving a certain area of the image from one place to another place. Okay, so how will I do that? I want this window which is on the left hand side, this window on the left hand side to move to the right hand side of the model, right? Move tool will help you to move that, right? So can we have the layer which is here to move here? I can do that, but as I mentioned, for the move tool to work, you should have at least two layers. Okay, at least two layers. So how will I do that? I'll create one more layer here. You'll find an option for new layer. Okay, create a new layer. This is a button here. So click on this, create a new layer. You'll find a new layer one which is created. Okay, now what can I do? What can I do for this is basically I need you to create a background for this lady. Okay, I'll tell you why you require to create a background also. When you move this mirror from, or sorry, this window from here to the other side, there is nothing in the background. So it will look very pale or it will look transparent, which will not look good. So I need a background color to this model, which is going to be the color of the wall. Okay, so how am I supposed to create a background color? Can we create a background color here? Yes. How will you do it? Use this eyedropper tool. Can you see this eyedropper? Correct. Click on this eyedropper and click on any area of the wall. So I'll click on one of the areas of the wall. The color will get caught by my Photoshop. It's not pure white color. Okay, if you're using Zoom side by side, you will know that the Zoom chat box window color and the wall color is two different colors. Okay, hence this is not pure white color. Okay, it's a shade of white. So I'll pick up this shade, exact shade. Go here. Here is something called as paint bucket. This is used to paint a layer with a color. Paint bucket and click on the layer. Entire thing, everybody will vanish. The window will vanish. The model will vanish. Everything will go. It will be plain wall color. Okay, now what I want you to do is pick up this layer 1, move down, drag and drop layer 1 below. Are we done with this much? I'm just preparing myself for the move tool. Great. So this is done. Now what should we do, ma'am? So now pick up this tool. Here is a selection tool. Yeah, Riddhi, I'll repeat. Okay, Riddhi, see, one thing I mentioned was for move tool to work, you need to have at least two layers. Okay, you need to have at least two layers, only then move tool will work. Earlier in my image, what happened, Riddhi, was this layer was locked. So what I did, Riddhi, I double clicked on this layer. I converted it to layer 0. When this layer gets converted to layer 0, what happens? Now I can move through the image. Okay, double click on the layer. It will give you a pop-up. Convert the layer to layer 0. Click OK. That is step 1 that I told you to do. Step 2 is I mentioned that this window which is there, I want to move this window which is on the left hand side of the model to the right hand side of the model. This is what I want to move. So I know my object is that window. Okay, now if I need to move the window from here to there, for that I need something in the background, right? I need a wall at the background. जब मैं इसको move करूंगी तो पीछे क्या होगा? There needs to be something. for which I was creating a wall. How did I create a wall? I went here to this eyedropper tool, Riddhi. Click on this. This is an eyedropper tool up here. Click here and click on any area of the wall. So I clicked and I captured the color of any one area of the wall. Once I have captured the color, I can go to paint bucket tool. Here is a paint bucket tool. Okay, pick up this paint bucket tool, go to a new layer. I went here in a new layer, gave it layer 1, automatically got created on the top, and just click on the layer and it will be filled with color. That means the model will not be visible, the window also will not be visible. Then drag that layer from here. It was on the top, it looked like this, there was nothing here. Then I dragged this layer from the top, layer 1, moved it below layer 0 and leave. Did you get it, Riddhi? Great. So you've understood this. Now we can move from one place to another, no issue. We'll move that window from here to there. So how will I do that? I'll take this selection tool up here, the very first selection, rectangular marquee tool. I can pick this up, select the area of the window, select the area of the window. Okay. Once it's selected, use this move tool. There is a move tool to quickly move this image here on this side. So whichever side you want to move it, you can simply just go drag, and wherever you want to leave it, you can leave. One more time, how to do it, ma'am? Go to the rectangular selection tool, select the area of the window, then simply use the move tool to move this image. Once the move tool is clicked, you can move the image here. Pavan, if you don't find the paint bucket tool, here is the reason why you don't. Instead of the paint bucket, you will be by mistakenly on the gradient tool. You might be mistakenly on the gradient tool. Move this to paint bucket tool. Right click on the gradient tool. This kind of icon will be there, Pavan. Right click and move it to paint bucket tool. Did you find it? Yes. So now you'll get the paint bucket tool. Click on that and you can go. Okay, so this is how you can go about with the move tool. Is the move tool clear to everyone? The whole image will be shifting if what is the background is not uniform. You need to make some kind of provision using your clone stamp tool. Post. Can I repeat the move tool? Yes, Jeet. Just a second. Here, for someone whose image, the entire image was moving, Ishika, the reason being because you've not selected it correctly. Go to layer 0, go to layer 0 where the model is there, that layer, click on that layer, go to the rectangular selection tool here, and then select the area of the image. Select the area of the image. So in my case, the image window, I need to select that. Okay, so I am selecting that option. I am moving and choosing the entire window. Once you have chosen the entire window, what you need to do is use the move tool here. Here is a move tool option. Click on the move tool and move the image wherever you want to move. Ishika and Jeet. Also, I'll be doing another example where I'll be using clone stamp. So I think there you will be able to understand the concept. As of right now, my idea is only to teach you the very, very basic tools which are on your syllabus. Okay, yeah, cool. So I think move tool is very much clear to everybody. You can move any object. You can have even picked up the model and moved it on the other side if you would want to. That would also be, appropriate, right? Okay, so once move tool is done, you put the window on the other position. There are other kind of tools also. Like for example, there are several marquee tools which you can use to select areas in an image. Example, ma'am, what exactly is a marquee tool? Marquee tool is, you could have a rectangular marquee tool, you could have elliptical, you could have single row, you could have single column. What are you saying, ma'am? We didn't understand. So here is a tool. Right click on this, you'll find 4 options. rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool, single row marquee tool, and column marquee tool. So here are 4 kind of tools which are there. You could use any one of them to select any area and perform any kind of thing on that. Example, so I could use rectangular tool and select the model. Once I have selected the model, I could move the model wherever I want to move. Right? Okay, so this is one kind of rectangular marquee tool. Apart of this, you also have a column or a row kind of marquee tool. So if you want to just select one row, I can use single row marquee tool. Similarly, if I just need to select one column, single column marquee tool, only one column, only one column. Now, where can this be used? Suppose if I want to create some kind of pattern where you just want single lines to be like this window. Here you can see single lines. So if I want to create a single column, I can use single column marquee tool. Similarly, if I want to just create rows, I can use single row marquee tool. Are we clear? These are 4 kind of selection tools. Yes. You can also use a circular marquee tool. Here is an elliptical. So if you want to get through elliptical marquee tool, it's basically for making selecting any oval or something like that. So that would mean like an elliptical tool. Okay. If you're in an elliptical tool, I want a perfect circle. Press shift and drag. You'll get a perfect circle. Perfect circle. Okay. If you want an oval, you can remove the shift and you'll get an oval. If you want exact circle, shift and drag. Okay, and leave. So you'll get a perfect circle. Same in case of rectangular also. If you want a perfect square, you don't want a rectangle, you want a perfect square, shift and drag, you'll get perfect squares. Okay, remove the shift and you can draw rectangles as well. Okay, so these are basic shortcuts which you can keep in mind while choosing move tool or marquee tools. Okay, then comes the lasso tools. So you have several lasso tools which also help you to make different kinds of selections. Like for example, if you want to make a loose selection around anything in our image, just like a lasso, you can use this lasso tool available here. So you can go to this lasso tool and you can just basically loosely, select certain area of an image. Okay, like for example, I just want to loosely select the model. I don't want to do much. Just want to like kind of take a loose selection. So I can use this tool. So it will select the area loosely based on wherever I'm moving my mouse. Okay, that is called as a lasso tool. But if I want perfection, I don't want it this way. So I have other tools also. Like for example, here is a magnetic lasso tool, which will look at the color combinations across and then set the colors. Then do the selection. Check. I'll click and I'll move near to the area of where the lady is. And what is going to happen is the selection is going to be precise. So you can see I don't have to do a lot, and you can actually see a lot of the image here. See, have a look. Correct. Okay, so you can just go about with this kind of a selection as well if you want a precise selection. This is a precise selection. Okay, so this is possible using a magnetic lasso tool. A magnetic lasso tool options are here. Okay, so you can actually go out with magnetic lasso if you want a dot to dot selection. So what will Photoshop do? Wherever there's a change in color, that area it will start selecting. Okay, so this is a little more precise way of doing the selection. Also, there is like polygonal tool. Polygonal tool is if you want dot to dot selection, like join the dots kind of a thing. So I can do like, join the dots. Okay, 1, 2, like join the dot game. Okay, it will be straight. It will not be, curvy. It will not be dot to dot. It will just be like, something like this. If I just want to quickly select an area. Okay, so this kind of a thing. Pawan, I'm selecting this so that I can get precise movements. If I need to move the model, if I want to reduce the size of the model, if I want to do something like that, then it'll be useful, Pawan. Okay, let me show you one more example. There is a quick selection tool for easy selection of the model. Suppose if I just want to just see, you can see based on colors, automatically it selected the area. Here also I can just be like an easy selection. Correct. Okay, not doing much. Automatically the area should get selected on its own. I can use this quick selection tool as well. So quick selection tool will easily select the cells that I require. I don't need to do a lot. Correct. Okay, so here it is. This is quick selection. Now once you select, Pawan, what you can do with the selection is basically I can reduce the size and all. How do you reduce the size of this model? So go Control T to transform, and you can just reduce the size. Okay, definitely you will have to do the modification and finishing work there with the background, which will be done with a clone stamp. Again, I will show you what a clone stamp is. But the idea is, if I just want to, like, quickly reduce the size, you can do this as well. Control T to alter the size of the model. Okay, apply the transformation. As of right now, no, don't apply. The reason I just showed you the size change was, which one would you prefer, magnetic lasso or quick selection for fast selections? Akshat, if you know that the image is such which doesn't really have a lot of finishing, like in my image, it does have finishing, your hair and all that, which you saw when I reduced the size of the image, I didn't get dot to dot selection. So in that situation, quick selection is not a very ideal tool to move with. But if you have an image like this window, I want to quickly select, so I can use quick selection tool there. Okay. Another example where if I want proper, color-wise selection, I can use magnetic lasso. Okay, cool. Fine. So we've done magnetic lasso and we did quick selection tool. We also have a magic wand tool. Magic wand tool is basically wherever I click my mouse, that area will automatically get selected. So that is magic wand. Here is an option for magic wand tool. Okay, click on magic wand and I'll show you an example of magic wand. I'll just click on a certain area. You can see that box got selected. Correct. If I keep contiguous off, you will get to see all boxes near that area will get selected. Same color will get selected. Okay, if I click on blue, the area of blue, that shade of blue, near that shade of blue, I can say, all the colors will get selected automatically. So that is your the power of a magic wand. So what will magic wand do? The magic wand will find colors related to this color and it will select that. So I can quickly select the area with the background just by tapping on the background once by using a magic wand tool. Now the disadvantage of this tool is areas here also are getting selected, and even here. So for that, keep contiguous tick on and click. So it will not select that area. Okay. Now, ma'am, question, why is that box getting selected there? That's because I've not changed the layer. I'm on only one layer right now. Ideally, I should put the window on a new layer. I've told you whenever you work on with objects, you should prefer to keep everything on a different layer. But I didn't want to complicate you, so I put it all on the one layer. And hence, that window is still visible. Okay. Yes. Cool. So I think we clear with this concept of the magic wand. Magic wand, it will just, you have to need to tap on a color. That color, wherever it is in the image, that color will get selected. Okay, that's magic wand. Can I move to the crop tools and other tools if selection tools are clear? You can't find magic wand. Jeet, right click on the quick selection tool. Right click on the quick selection tool. Okay. Cool. Okay. So that's one of the tools. Next one is the crop tool. Crop tool means if I just want to select or view only a certain area. So I can crop a certain area by using these arrows. So I just want to crop the girl. I don't need the window anymore. I just want the girl image. So what I can do is I can crop the area and the remaining area will go away. Correct. So that's like a crop tool. So what does the crop tool do? Crop tool is going to only the area that I require, I'll select that area, and the area that I don't require, I'll crop it off. Correct. Okay, if you want to put the image in a proper width and height, you can mention the width and height here. It will go in that width and height. Okay. So that is also one of the advantages of crop tool. Any point you don't like a certain tool, you can control Z to undo anytime. Okay, so that is one of the examples of a crop tool. Apart of that, there are a variety of crop tools also available. Like for example, you got perspective crop tool. Perspective crop tool is basically like if I select a certain area, you're in this image, so it will not really work that well. But the idea is I want to, crop and tilt the image, straighten the image, you can say. So in that situation, you can actually go about with the crop tool. Okay, so it will crop based on a certain tilt. So if the image is a little tilted, it will convert it to a correct image, and then it will, crop. Understanding? So suppose, for example, after cropping, how the background went black. My background is not black. My background is already, this is the artwork color, right? So I'm not, no background is going black, Pavan. a perspective crop tool I was explaining. A perspective crop tool is usually used, like for example, have you used cam scanner ever with your pages? So what happens is, if your page is a little tilted also, when you use cam scanner, it will convert it to a proper tilt and it will show it to you. That is the same work as perspective crop tool. Okay, so there are a variety of tools there also. You can just have a look. Then there is eyedropper tool. I've already shown you. If you want to drop color, exact color shade of a certain thing, so I can use the eyedropper tool here, and you can get the colors from here. So I picked up a color using eyedropper tool. How do you do it? Click on eyedropper tool, select the color which you want to pick up, and that color will be basically added on your color palette here. Akshat, the slice tool is usually used in case of a website. If you want to, create slices of your website, like tools and all. Like for example, whenever you're going for advanced website designing, a slice tool is used normally to create panels. Like for example, you have an area where the image is going to keep moving. Okay, there is a crossel. So what you can do is you can use a slice tool. Also, like the navigation bar on the top, you want whenever someone moves their mouse over the home, the new pop-up should come. So in that you use a slice tool. Akshat, the slice tool usually is used for website designing, advanced website designing. Okay, fine. It will basically cut your image in parts. Okay, are we clear? Demonstrate something, Akshat. Okay. All right, I'm just creating parts of this image. I want to break this image into slices. Like cake cut करते तो कैसे slices बन जाते केक के, वैसे मुझे इस image के slices बनाने हैं. So I'll try to do something here. 1 second. I'm just creating slices of this image. Uh, one slice. So see what happened. I cut this window into one part. So there are 3 parts of the image made. This is 1. This is 2. This is entire is 2. This is 3. I've created 3 parts. So like 3 slices of the image. Okay, I can actually go and create as many parts as I want. Once I have created my slices, Akshat, I would go and I would go to file, save as, and you can convert this into whichever format you want, sliced format, and it will, like for example, if you convert it into web page, you can save them individually. Yes, in short. Yeah. Yeah, the idea is if I want to save image in parts individually, I can use slice tool. Okay, no issues. Spot healing brush. Spot healing brush is basically, if I want to remove any blemishes from the image, okay, I can use a spot healing brush tool, which will, if you simply click on the mouse and move to the sample areas or surrounding areas, it can remove a certain area from the selection. Example, in this model, if you just look below, just give me a second. Here, I'm just moving a little down on the model's image. I want to cover this area. I want to cover this area. I can use a spot healing brush tool to cover the area of the image. How will I do that? So go to the spot healing brush. Okay, move to the spot healing brush tool. Okay, select the source area wherever you want to move the image. So what I will do is I will click the mouse where the sample surrounding area is there, and then I'll blend that area with this area. Okay, so let me just try it out. If I am doing it, look. Can you see what is happening? It is taking up the surrounding area and it is covering that area. I am actually covering off an area using spot healing brush tool. So now if you just look at the overall picture, it looks like this. This is the magic of spot healing brush tool. You can cover or erase off any area at any time. Are we clear with spot healing brush? You simply need to click on the area which you don't need, and it will find related content nearby ka, and it will fill up that color. Thanks, Anushka, Rishika. Jeet, Akshat, Krisha, great, great, cool. Fine. Next one is a patch tool. Patch tool is basically if once I've made a selection, I need to fill a certain area with a certain patch. So I can use a patch tool. Romit, you can use the eyedropper tool, select the color and use the brush tool. Normal brush tool you can use, right? Here is a normal brush tool. You can just use the brush tool to fill up a certain area, Romit. You can change the color from here. Double click on this, choose whatever color you like and start brushing. Okay, fine. Then comes the patch tool. As I mentioned, if you want to, like, certain area of the tool you want to replace. Like, for example, here is a model. I want to replicate this model here. Okay, I want to replicate the model from one area to another. How will I do that? I'm increasing the size of the brush here. You can find this. You can increase the size of the brush. Here it is. And then I want to replicate this model on the other side. So how will I do that? I'll press Alt to select my source. Here is my source and click. Once my source is selected, I just need to go here and start replicating. Start replicating. Sorry, I'll just try to maybe give some space. I'm replicating the same lady. Okay, I think I'm by mistakenly doing that also. I'll erase that. I'll show you how to erase it also. Yes, Arya, I am actually using the spot, I can say clone stamp to duplicate the model. How did I do it? One more time, ma'am, if you can show it to us. So here is the clone stamp tool. Clone stamp tool. Okay, I found the clone stamp tool here. I clicked on the clone stamp tool. I got a source from here. So what you can do is you can use the source option. So I'll just go here. I'll select the source. Alt click the source where you want to copy from. Start copying from. So I might want to start copying from the top. I might want to start copying from the bottom. Select the source where you want to start copying from and start clicking elsewhere and start copying. I'm basically replicating the model again. Anushka asks me difference between normal healing tool and spot healing tool. Is that your question? Anushka, I'm not sure with your question. Yeah, okay. So what happens in a spot healing tool and a normal healing brush tool is healing brush tool is usually used for smaller illustrations. Like for example, you just have an extra patch and you want to remove the small patch. So you can do that. In spot healing tool, automatically it will select colors from the nearby colors and it will start, healing the image. Patch tool, just take a patch and put it in another place. Riddhi, simple as that. Select a patch, move it from one place to another. If you want to do something like that, you can use the patch tool. Yes, Rishika. Okay, look, what I want to do is I want to take this. So I'll try to do some other image now. Wait, I remove the model. I'm going to take the window and going to replicate the window on the left hand side. Okay, so I'll take the. How do you erase the window? Anugrah, I'm coming to that. Coming to that. The next tool is that only, Anugrah. So clone stamp tool up here. I'm selecting clone stamp tool. Alt and click to define your source. Rishika, Alt and click to define your source. Then start replicating. So you can do that for any part of the object, Rishika. So the one who was asking me, ma'am, what if the background is uneven? First, you can replicate the background like this and then place the image. Os, I believe, was asking me that question. So this is the replica of the original one. Yes. So first, you can replicate the part of the image and then you can do the background. It will work. Okay. Now, how do you erase the window? Anugrah's question. Use the history brush tool to go back to the original image. So originally, very originally, when I started off with the image, there was a window here. Okay, or I want to erase a certain area of the window, I can use this history brush tool to erase. Get back to the original. I want to erase. So I can use the history brush tool. Yes, Anugrah, use history brush tool to erase. Again, I'll show you. Suppose I don't like this window. I want to erase it. So just increase the brush size here. Just trying to increase the brush size. 1 second. Yeah, just use the history brush tool. Bye. We're erasing the window. You don't need a certain area, use history brush tool. It will go back to what it was normally. You can take the bigger brush to erase faster. Yes. Okay, are we clear? You can, yeah, you can erase only replicated areas. Yes. You won't erase original areas. If you want to erase original areas, select the area and remove it. The way I did it in the very beginning, move tool I was doing. So suppose if I don't need this, part of the image anymore, what I can do is I can just select the area and remove it, backspace or delete. So yeah, so the image area will go away. Simple. There's one more way. One more way, ma'am. We want to erase, but I don't really want to delete it. So what you can do is you can use content aware tool. Only a certain area of the image I want to remove. So I can use content aware scale. Okay, usually this is used in case of any image which is for example, if I just want to, just a second. Sorry, just a second. Don't apply. My slice is on. That's the reason why it's not working. 1 second. Edit content aware scale should be yeah. So you can use this also tool if you want to like kind of condense your image together. Okay. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll do the edit area at a later scale. As of right now, I just want to cover the tools here, main tools here, and we'll have a separate session where I could go about with the edit and content aware section. Okay. Just a second. Let me just disable the annotation because it might just disturb. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Are we clear with all the tools that we have done so far? I looked at history eraser tool last. Then definitely brush tool was there where I could just like brush and draw whatever I want to draw. There was a paint bucket. I showed you paint bucket also. If you want to fill up color, a certain color on the image, I can use paint bucket tool. I can use normal eraser. This is like normal white color eraser. It will give you. Want to erase something on the screen, I can use the eraser tool. Right? Okay. So there is an eraser tool also available. Then there is a blur tool, dodge tool. I can show you this tool. I think this will look good. If I want this model's face to brighten up, I can use this tool. So you can see the model's face is brightened up. Yeah, even the hands. So I'm using dodge tool. Correct? The meeting might disconnect. I want you guys to reconnect on the meeting. In case if it disconnects, reconnect on the meeting again. Are we clear with dodge tool? Just to brighten up the image. Cool. Reconnect on the meeting. Reconnect on the meeting. I'll help you out with the further part of it.